cry of a people who were robbed and raped from their homeland and their loved ones. A people stripped of their culture, their dignity, their liberty, and their rights. And by the cruel and presumptuous hands of the colonial and imperialistic slave.
Yeah, we're coming early, little early, you know. But we want to see this turn on now, seriously. We're going to show you something this night here, really and truly. YouTube are going to lock me off. Yeah? They're going to give me 90 days or 6 months strike, when I tell you. It's too explicit, you see? But we still celebrate African History Month. You know them call it Black History Month, but I prefer to go African History Month, because we as a people from Africa, dark-skinned people, black-skinned people that live all across this earth, we're the one set of people that's being used, misused, and abused by everybody. And I have to say, I give thanks to Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, because he's the liberating key. Yes, I tell you no. If you don't know, and you don't want to know, that's your business. See? But if you don't know, and you make inquiry by reading the life of Prophet Muhammad of Al-Islam. I don't want you, listen there, don't go out there and get something from somebody say, Muhammad. No. Prophet Muhammad of Islam, Al-Islam. Read him life. And here in England, there's enough, the libraries them have the life of Prophet Muhammad in this. You don't have to go to Cambridge, Eden, or Oxford. It's there. If you want some authentic, you can go to the British Library. If you want to see some authentic things of the Prophet life, you can also go to the museum. But I would say, take a trip to any library and go to the British Library. The place is nice. If you want to use hey, listen, take your laptop and you can go across the whole world, including Mars, because them Wi-Fi thing is, them technology inside is strong, you know? And the place is relaxing. Yes, all you have to do is don't make noise. You understand? And you know it's a library, so you don't go there and smoke them new thing there. None of them things, don't misbehave. I'm saying this because I must let other people tell lie upon Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, and tell lie upon Muslims. It's full time now to start read the Quran or the life of the Prophet. It's an American scholars and researchers, archaeologists and others that put Prophet Muhammad as the #1 human being. And the Muslim do that. It was no Muslim money. The Muslim never know nothing about the thing until it was published. Until there was a conference. You see? And then put your Lord and Savior, Jesus, and everything second. It is second or third. But we never did that. And when him answered the American academia, because they were upset that Jesus wasn't #1. And when he revealed to them some of the characteristics of Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, and why he chose Prophet Muhammad, after examining the characteristics of Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. I remember, this is a Caucasian person that have no understanding, recollection of our tradition or the Prophet's tradition and their culture. That's the next thing that black people need to understand. I don't understand why we always believe Caucasian people about us. Because the people, they come into the place, I visit the place, and then them start write what they want to write, and they want to tell you about your mama and your grandmama and your grandpapa. How the hell that's possible? Right? And them can't tell you a damn thing about their Tudor history. Only that Henry loved woman. Huh? And then when we talk to them about Victoria and her grandmother and their great grandmother and everything, they say, no. And you get to understand they don't know. They're programmed not to know much about themselves, but to know about me. And they also go and dig up my grandmother, my great grandmother, my grandfather's body, examine it, and start tell story. I saw these people stay. Me hear some of them discuss something today and them ask a woman to backside, would you have a threesome with your husband and everything? And still the woman go and shock and everything, you know. But she already married to a Caucasian herself, or she's with a Caucasian. So she know these things, you know, that the dirty way that they just think, and that's the things they just do. So I thought she was going to slam them. She start talking about the majority of things like that happens, finish up in divorce and this and that. So it'd be better that somebody were atheist and do that. And they weren't talking about religion. They just asked her, and I don't know why they asked her that. You understand? But because she's mixed race. So they want to see if she is she mixed race? I don't know anyway, but I shouldn't say that. But anyway, I don't really want to go there too quick, too far. I wanna continue with the Bible, and I'll show you how their trickery have taken us, and how we are being so silly, and we can read, and we have technology, and we have our children who could help us if we were stuck, we were finding it difficult to comprehend a particular word and so forth. Our children are very, very good at technology. So let's continue until they see the deception of a mother. And then we come back to Bunny Wheeler, and then we go to Al-Quds.
Abraham took Ishmael his son, and all that were born in his house, and all that were bought with his money, every male among the men of Abraham's house, and circumcised the flesh of their foreskin in the selfsame day, as God had said unto him. And Abraham was 90 years old and 9 when he was circumcised in the flesh of his foreskin. And Ishmael his son was 13 years old when he was circumcised in the flesh of his foreskin. In the selfsame day was Abraham circumcised, and Ishmael his son. And all the men of his house, born in the house, and bought with money of the stranger, were circumcised. Chapter 18. And the Lord appeared unto him in the plains of Mamre, and he sat in the tent door in the heat of the day. And he lifted up his eyes, and looked, and lo, 3 men stood by him. And when he saw them, he ran to meet them from the tent door, and bowed himself toward the ground, and said,
My Lord, if now I have found favor in thy sight, pass not away, I pray thee, from thy servant. Let a little water, I pray you, be fetched, and wash your feet, and rest yourselves under the tree. And I will fetch a morsel of bread, and comfort ye your hearts. After that ye shall pass on, for therefore are ye come to your servant.
And they said,
So do as thou hast said.
And Abraham hastened into the tent unto Sarah, and said,
Make ready quickly 3 measures of fine meal, knead it, and make cakes upon the hearth.
And Abraham ran unto the herd, and fetched a calf tender and good, and gave it unto a young man, and he hasted to dress it. And he took butter and milk, and the calf which he had dressed, and set it before them, and he stood by them under the tree, and they did eat. And they said unto him,
Where is Sarah thy wife?
And he said,
Behold, in the tent.
And he said,
I will certainly return unto thee according to the time of life. Sarah thy wife shall have a son.
And Sarah heard it in the tent. Now Abraham and Sarah were old and well stricken in age, And it ceased to be with Sarah after the manner of women. Therefore Sarah laughed within herself, saying,
After I am well, shall I have pleasure, my Lord being old also?
And the Lord said unto Abraham,
Wherefore did Sarah laugh, saying, Shall I of a surety bear a child which am old? Is anything too hard for the Lord? At the time appointed I will return unto thee, according to the time of life. Sarah shall have a son.
and her replied, saying,
I laugh not.
for she was afraid. And he said,
Nay, but thou didst laugh.
50 righteous within the city. Wilt thou also destroy and not spare the place for the righteous that are therein? That be far from thee to do after this manner, to slay the righteous with the wicked, and that the righteous should be as the wicked, that be far from thee. Shall not the judge of all the earth do right?
And the Lord said, if I find in Sodom 50 righteous within the city, then I will spare all the place for their sakes. And Abraham answered and said,
Behold now, I have taken upon me to speak unto the Lord, which am but dust and ashes. Peradventure there shall lack 5 of the 50 righteous. Wilt thou destroy all the city for lack of 5?
And he said, if I find there 40 and 5, I will not destroy it. And he spake unto him yet again, and said,
Peradventure there shall be 40 found there.
And he said, I will not do it for 40's sake. And he said unto him,
Oh, let not the Lord be angry, and I will speak. Peradventure there shall 30 be found there.
And he said, I will not do it if I find 30 there. And he said,
Behold now, I have taken upon me to speak unto the Lord. Peradventure there shall be 20 found there.
He said, I will not destroy it for 20's sake. And he said,
Oh, let not the Lord be angry, and I will speak yet but this once. Peradventure 10 shall be found there.
And he said, I will not destroy it for 10's sake. And the Lord went his way as soon as he had left communing with Abraham, and Abraham returned. Chapter 19. And there came 2 angels to Sodom at even, and Lot sat in the gate of Sodom, and Lot, seeing them, rose up to meet them. He bowed himself toward the ground, and he said,
Behold now, my lords, turn in, I pray you, into your servant's house, and tarry all night, and wash your feet, and ye shall rise up early, and go on your ways.
And they said,
Nay, but we will abide in the street all night.
And he pressed upon them greatly. And they turned in unto him, and entered into his house. And he made them a feast, and did bake unleavened bread, and they did eat. But before they lay down, the men of the city, even the men of Sodom, come the house round, both old and young, all the people from every quarter. And they called unto Lot, and said unto him,
Where are the men which came into thee this night?
Bring them out unto us, that we may know them.
And Lot went out at the door unto them, and shut the door after him, and said,
I pray you, brethren, do not so wickedly. Behold now, I have 2 daughters, which have not known man. Let, I pray you, bring them out unto you, and do ye to them as is good in your eyes. Only unto these men do nothing.
but he seemed as one that mocked unto his sons-in-law. And the morning arose. Then the angels hastened Lot, saying,
Rise, take thy wife and thy 2 daughters, which are here, lest thou be in the iniquity of the city.
And while he lingered, the men laid hold upon his hand, and upon the hand of his wife, and upon the hand of his 2, the Lord being merciful unto him. And they brought him forth, and set him without the city. And it came to pass, when they had brought them forth abroad, that he said,
Escape for thy life. Look not behind thee, neither stay all the plain. Escape to the mountain, lest thou be consumed.
And to them,
Oh, not so, my lord. Behold now, thy servant hath found grace, and thou hast magnified thy mercy, which thou hast shewed unto me in saving my life, and I cannot escape to the mountain, lest some evil take me and I die. Behold now, this here to flee, and it is a little one. Oh, let me escape thither. Is it not a little one? And my soul shall live.
and he said unto him,
See, I have accepted thee concerning this thing also, that I will not overthrow this city.
dwelt. Lot went up out of Zoar in the mountain, and his 2 daughters with him, for he feared to dwell in Zoar. And he dwelt in a cave, he and his 2. And the firstborn said unto the younger,
Father is old, not a man in the earth to come in unto us after the manner of all the earth.
Father of the children of Ammon unto this day. Chapter 20. And Abraham journeyed from thence toward the south country, and between Kadesh and Shur, and sojourned. And Abraham said of Sarah his wife, She is my sister. And Abimelech king of Gerar sent and took Sarah. But God came to Abimelech in a dream by night, and said to him, Behold, but a dead man, for the woman which thou hast taken, for she is a man's wife. But Abimelech had not come near her, and he said,
Lord, wilt thou slay also a righteous nation? Said he not unto me, She is my sister? She, even she herself, said, He is my brother. In the integrity of my heart and innocency of my hands have I done.
And God said unto him in a dream, Yea, I know that thou didst this in the integrity, for I also know thou sinning against me.
but not the daughter of my mother. I came my wife, and it came to pass, when God caused me to wander from my father's house, that I said unto her, This is thy kindness, show unto me. At every place whither we shall come, say of me, He is my mother.
And Abimelech took sheep unto him. Sarah bare to him. Abraham circumcised his son Isaac, being 8 days old, as God had commanded him. And Abraham was 100 years when his son Isaac was born unto him. And Sarah said,
God made me so that all that here will
water, and gave it unto Hagar, putting her shoulder and the child, and sent away. And she departed and wandered in the wilderness of Beersheba. And the water was spent in the bottle, and she cast the child on one of the shrubs. And she went and sat her down over against him a good way off, as it were a bow shot, for she said,
let me not see the death of the child.
And she sat over against him, and lifted up her voice and wept. And God heard the voice of the lad, and the angel of God called Hagar
heaven, and said unto her, What aileth thee, Hagar? Fear not, for God hath heard the voice of the lad where he is. Arise, lift up the lad, and hold him in thine hand, for I will make him a great nation. And God opened her eyes, and she saw a well of water, and she went and filled the bottle with water, and gave the lad drink. And God was with the lad, and he grew, and dwelt in the wilderness, and became an archer. And he dwelt in the wilderness of Paran, and his mother took him a wife out of the land of Egypt. And it came to pass at that time that Abimelech and Phicol, the chief captain of his host, spake unto Abraham, saying,
God is with thee in all that thou doest. Now therefore swear unto me here by God, that thou wilt not deal falsely with me, nor with my son, nor with my son's son. But according to the kindness that I have done unto thee, thou shalt do unto me, and to the land wherein thou hast sojourned.
And Abraham said,
I will swear.
And Abraham approved Abimelech because of a well of water which Abimelech's servants had violently taken away. And Abimelech said,
I wot not this thing, not me, neither yet heard I of it, but today.
And Abraham
pass after these things
to Abraham, and said unto him, Abraham, and he said,
Behold, here I.
And he said, Take now thy son, thine only son Isaac, whom thou lovest, and get thee into the land of Moriah. Offer him there for a burnt offering upon one of the mountains which I will tell thee of. And Abraham rose up early, and saddled his ass, and took 2 of his young men with him, and Isaac his son, and clave the offering, and rose up the place of which God had told him. Then on the 3rd day Abraham lifted up his eyes. Lay not thine hand upon him, do thou anything unto him. Now I know that thou fearest God. He has withheld thy son, thine only son, from me. And Abraham lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, behind him a ram by his horns. And Abraham went and took the ram, and offered him up for a burnt offering in the stead of his son. And Abraham called the name of that place Jehovah Jireh, as it is today. In the mount of the Lord it shall be seen. And the angel of the Lord called him up the 2nd time, and said, By myself have I sworn, saith
And his concubine, whose name was Reumah, she bare so Teba.
Come, and Thahash. Chapter 23. And Sarah was 107.
That he may give the cave of Machpelah, he hath which is in the end of his field. For as much as is worth, he should give me for a possession of a burying place.
audience of the sons of Heth 400 shekels of current money with the merchant. And the field of Ephron, which was in Machpelah, which was before Mamre, the field and the cave which was therein, and all the trees and all the borders round about were made sure. Unto Abram for possession in the presence of the children of Heth, before all that went in at the gate. This Abraham buried Sarah his wife in the cave, the same as he, and the field
son again unto the land from whence thou camest?
And Abraham said unto him,
Beware thou that thou bring not my son thither again. The Lord God of heaven, which took me from my father's house, and from the land of my kindred, and which spake unto me, and that sware unto me, saying, Unto thy seed will I give this land. He shall send his angel before thee, and thou shalt take a wife unto my son from thence. And if the woman will not be willing to follow thee, then thou shalt be clear from this my oath. Only bring not my son thither again.
And the servant put his hand under the thigh of Abraham his master, and sware to him concerning that matter. And the servant took 10 camels of the camels of his master, and departed. For all the goods of his master were in his hand. And he arose, and went to Mesopotamia, unto the city of Nahor. And he made his camels to kneel down without the city by a well of water at the time of the evening, even the time that women go out to draw water. And he said,
O Lord God of my master Abraham, I pray thee, send me good speed this day, and shew kindness unto my master Abraham. Behold, I stand here by the well of water, and the daughters of the men of the city come out to draw water. And let it come to pass, that the damsel to whom I shall say, Let down thy pitcher, I pray thee, that I may drink, and she shall say, Drink, and I will give thy camels drink also. Let the same be she that thou hast appointed for thy servant Isaac, and thereby shall I know that thou hast shewed kindness unto my master.
And it came to pass, before he had done speaking, that, behold, Rebekah came out, who was born to Bethuel, son of Milcah, the wife of Nahor, Abraham's brother, with her pitcher upon her shoulder. And the damsel was very fair to look upon, a virgin, neither had any man known her. And she went down to the well, and filled her pitcher, and came up. And the servant ran to meet her, and said,
Let me, I pray thee, drink a little water of thy pitcher.
And she said,
Drink, my lord.
And she hasted, and let down her pitcher upon her hand, and gave him drink. And when she had done giving him drink, she said,
I will draw water for thy camels also, until they have done drinking.
And she hasted, and emptied her pitcher into the trough, and ran again unto the well to draw water, and drew for all his camels. And the man, wondering at her, held his peace, to wit whether the Lord had made his journey prosperous or not. And it came to pass, as the camels had done drinking, that the man took a golden earring of 1/2 shekel weight, and 2 bracelets for her hands of 10 shekels weight of gold, and said,
Whose daughter art thou? Tell me, I pray thee, is there room in thy father's house for us to lodge in?
And she said unto him,
I am the daughter of Bethuel, the son of Milcah, which she bare unto Nahor.
She said moreover unto him,
We have both straw and provender enough, and room to lodge in.
And the man bowed down his head and worshipped the Lord. And he said,
Blessed be the Lord God of my master Abraham, who hath not left destitute my master of his mercy and his truth. I being in the way, the Lord led me to the house of my master's brethren.
And the damsel ran and told them of her mother's house these things. And Rebekah had a brother, and his name was Laban. And Laban ran out unto the man unto the well. And it came to pass, when he saw the earring and bracelets upon his sister's hands, and when he heard the words of Rebekah his sister, saying, Thus spake the man unto me, that he came unto the man, and behold, he stood by the camels at the well. And he said,
Come in, thou blessed of the Lord. Wherefore standest thou without? For I have prepared the house and room for the camels.
And the man came into the house, and he ungirded his camels, and gave straw and provender for the camels, and water to wash his feet, and the men's feet that were with him. And there was set meat before him to eat. But he said,
I will not eat until I have told mine errand. I am Abraham's servant, and the Lord hath blessed my master greatly, and he is become great, and he hath given him flocks and herds, and silver and gold, and men servants and maid servants, and camels and asses. And Sarah, my master's wife, bare a son to my master when she was old, and unto him hath he given all that he hath. And my master made me swear, saying, Thou shalt not take a wife to my son of the daughters of the Canaanites, in whose land I dwell. But thou shalt go unto my father's house, and to my kindred, and take a wife unto my son. And I said unto my master, Peradventure the woman will not follow me. And he said unto me, The Lord, before whom I walk, will send his angel with thee, and prosper thy way. And thou shalt take a wife for my son of my kindred, and of my father's house. Then shalt thou be clear from this my oath, when thou comest to my kindred, and if they give not thee one, thou shalt be clear from my oath. And I came this day unto the well, and said, O Lord God of my master Abraham, if now thou do prosper my way which I go, behold, I stand by the well of water, and it shall come to pass that when the virgin cometh forth to draw water, and I say to her, Give me, I pray thee, a little water of thy pitcher to drink, and she say to me, Both drink thou, and I will also draw for thy camels. Let the same be the woman whom the Lord hath appointed out for my master's son. And before I had done speaking in mine heart, behold, Rebekah came forth with her pitcher on her shoulder, and she went down unto the well and drew water. And I said unto her, Let me drink, I pray thee. And she made haste, and let down her pitcher from her shoulder, and said, Drink, and I will give thy camels drink also. So I drank, and she made the camels drink also. And I asked her, and said, Whose daughter art thou? And she said, The daughter of Bethuel, Nahor's son, whom Milcah bare unto him. And I put the earring upon her face, and the bracelets upon her hands, and I bowed down my head, and worshipped the Lord, and blessed the Lord God of my master, Abraham, which had led me in the right way to take my master's brother's daughter unto her son. And now if ye will deal kindly and truly with my master, tell me, and if not, tell me, that I may turn to the right hand or to the left.
Then Laban and Bethuel answered and said,
The thing proceedeth from the Lord. We cannot speak unto thee bad or good. Behold, Rebekah is before thee, take her and go, and let her be thy master's son's wife, as the Lord hath spoken.
And it came to pass that when Abraham's servant heard their words, he worshipped the Lord, bowing himself to the earth. And the servant brought forth jewels of silver and jewels of gold and raiment, and gave them to Rebekah. He gave also to her brother and to her mother precious things. And they did eat and drink, he and the men that were with him, and tarried all night. And they rose up in the morning, and he said,
Send me away unto my master.
And her brother and her mother said, Let the damsel abide with us a few days, at the least 10. After that she shall go. And he said unto them,
Hinder me not, seeing the Lord hath prospered my way. Send me away, that I may go to my master.
And they said,
We will call the damsel, and inquire at her mouth.
And they called Rebekah, and said unto her,
Wilt thou go with this man?
And she said,
I will go.
And they sent away Rebekah their sister, and her nurse, and Abraham's servant, and his men. And they blessed Rebekah, and said unto her,
Thou art our sister. Be thou the mother of thousands of millions, and let thy seed possess the gate of those which hate them.
And Rebekah arose, and her damsels, and they rode upon the camels, and followed the man. And the servant took Rebekah, and went his way. And Isaac came from the way of the well, Lahai-roi, for he dwelt in the south country. And Isaac went out to meditate in the field at the eventide, and he lifted up his eyes, and saw, and behold, the camels were coming. And Rebekah lifted up her eyes, and when she saw Isaac, she lighted off the camel. For she had said unto the servant,
What man is this that walketh in the field to meet us?
And the servant had said, It is my master. Therefore she took a veil and covered herself. And the servant told Isaac all things that he had done. And Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent, and took Rebekah, and she became his wife, and he loved her. And Isaac was comforted after.
Yes, you just hear something, and you need to ask yourself, who is telling the story or the allegory? Is this from God? Is this God telling it? Or is it an angel telling it? Who? And then we just hear thousands and millions. But it was the Moors who brought the zero into Europe. You know, the Africans, them, at that time, the rest of the world, them just about know how to count. And when them get to 9, everything done. The Moors come and the institution of mathematics was taught by them here in Europe. So, how is it that them never had zero, but them attack zero as in thousands and then millions? You see, there's always something. How is it that God never intervened when girl children said, yo, our father is such, and least they don't have no ears and everything, so let us drunk him and we take turns and going on to him. Yo, come on. And God never intervened then, you know. God intervened about the daughters of God, the daughters, the sons of God, and God has said this and that, but at that particular moment there where these girls are, the daughters are construct this idea and then know about the wine, and if you take so much of the wine, you get intoxicated and everything. And they decided, yeah, you know what? Our father's not leaving no ears, so if we go with him, we may bring forth from him. This is the Bible. Okay. Oh, we have to say sorry for the loss of sound, because I click on something to bring in a video and it interfere with the reproduction of the sound, the output of the sound. So that was me. So I apologize for that. But it never missed not much. We're going to get right up there we're going to get right up there. Come in.
This is the cry of a people who were robbed and raped from their homeland and their loved ones. A people stripped of their culture, their dignity, their liberty, and their rights. And by the cruel and presumptuous hands of the colonial and imperialistic slavers, were cargoed into the West, where for over 400 years they have toiled and labored, and with their blood, their sweat and tears and hands, they have built the great city of Babylon, only to be paid with the wages of the taskmaster's torture, and death. Whoa, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes, as I was saying earlier when we first played the intro, we have suffered at the hands of everybody on this planet Earth. We, the Africans. We have been invaded, intruded, and our minds have been distorted. We've even given up our pearls to swines, unintentionally and sometimes intentionally. We have taken the enemy as a lover. We have taken them as great friends. We also put our confidence in them. And then we suffer at their hands. Only to then turn around and say, you remember that I scored a goal for you, mate? Yeah. Do you remember that I was 150 not out for you, mate? Do you remember that I helped you? That my ancestors helped you with the plague and the Black Death and the Renaissance? But then why did you go to Jerusalem? Why did you have this crusade? Did anyone call you? Why did you go there with fighters, weapons, to fight people, to kill people? What was that all about? Why did you do that? Why did you think like that? It wasn't Mohammedans and others who came to Europe and assaulted you. You left Europe, all of you, because of some things that you were hearing. But then you were also exploring. Is it? I mean, were you exploring? But you left with tens of thousands of troops, horsemen, and footmen, and a lot of artillery, what we call artillery. And you slayed once you arrive. You set up your tactics. And you slayed people who did not know who the hell you were. The crusade. So don't make today and the children that are in university, as well as the children in primary and secondary and college, believe somehow that my ancestors in Palestine are your enemy. This is the problem, that we don't have institutions, black people. So we now tell the allegory, the story, or the historical references to our people. These are facts. That's what happened. No persons from that side of the world came to Europe and attack or condemn anybody. It is yourselves, your warmongering, bloodletting selves, that went there and killed hundreds of thousands of people. That even your book says that the areas where your horses were walking in Al-Quds, Jerusalem, of yesterday, the blood in some places were up to the knee, the front feet of the horses, up to their knee. The horses were walking, standing in that deep of blood because of the amount of people that you all butchered. And the way the place was situated, those coral stones and everything else, there was no place for things to be running off, so it was just like a mini river. And when this is read, it is read in a victorious manner. That you were giant warriors. No, you were barbaric and evil. The reason you killed so much people, no one knew you and didn't know that that's what you came there to do. It took many centuries, decades, before Saladin as Saladin was born and risen and became strong and put up a resistance against you all. Isn't it the same as Hamas? Hamas was chosen by the people as a government. You have tried to tell the world, not try, you have told the world that Hamas they are terrorists. Now you bombed Al-Alam, a hospital, and killed so much people. You are saying it's Islamic Jihad. You know so much. Huh? You never want to say that your missiles, but you did say it in the first place. You said that your surveys showed that in that quarter, rockets were being fired. And you responded there. That's what you said first. That was your report. That was your soldiers' report. That was your military geniuses' report, commanders. But twos, when the information came out, how much people died, and so on, by European journalists at this particular point in time, you twist your mouth and close everybody else from saying anything, but then you're saying that Islamic Jihad, but first you said that Hamas rocket backfire, and instead of coming to you, it hit themselves. But yet still you said they were igniting the something from that proximity. I mean, come on. You're still telling lies. You can't help it. You're the barbaric ones. The people who call themselves friend of yours, we can call ourselves friends of God. What says you now? We've taken that wicket. We're the friends and the families and the people of God. So what says you now? Because you can't come this side to be a friend of God and a fellowship of God and lie. Or can you? I mean, not can you, would you? It's a strange thing. Would you do that? Would you then turn around and take what is not yours anyway, but you're portrayed in to be? Would you take the Torah and swear by the Torah that what you're doing is just and what you've been saying has been the truth? So help you God as far as you can reveal. This is what Muslims and this is what righteous people and this is what even the British Prime Minister at them teams was to ask. He's not supposed to follow nobody. He's supposed to represent the population of this country. And somehow I don't think that the population in this country, the majority, or even a quarter of it, is in support of this, unless we're talking about racist-minded people. I mean, there's a lot of them, but I don't think they're justified in terms of numbers to say, well, you know what, Britain supports injustice, because that's what you all are doing. You're supporting injustice. Someone is wrong. You should be human enough to say you're wrong. Listen here, two wrongs can't make a right. Let us come to some resolution. And these are God-fearing people. I don't understand. And you all want to put Islam in your blood clubs, your dirtiness. And then you have the cheek to be taking time out saying you're praying. To who? To what? And what for? I mean, anybody can pray, but I mean, Which deity are you working with? This is the thing. So the legacy, the history, the images that you're showing our children and the children of the earth, tomorrow's children, tomorrow's generation, is pure distortion. And because you're controlling the media, you're controlling information, information's education. So would they be listening to a crab walking around in a barrel or someone shouting and like drums out of control? Which one? Which one? It's a shame. It's a shame. So we have finished our Bunny Wailer and then we'll go straight into Islam and show you that we do know you. We do know you.
Let shine and in all liberation. For now's the time when all nations must be free. So rise and shine, restore your strength and power. Waste no more time, remember your history.
It's not my fault. You're the first. Yo, you fight yourself and you call it the First World War. It wasn't our fault. We don't know nothing about it. Then you have another one you call the Second World War. You kill, among yourself, you kill hundreds of thousands, millions of people. You've maimed, injured hundreds of thousands and millions of people. You've caused so much pillage on this planet Earth. And so that's why people are saying that religion is dangerous. And they don't have the intelligence to turn around and say, or maybe they are prejudiced, not prejudiced, they're racist. They want to turn around and say, you see, our country is dangerous. You see, our people, they're dangerous. That's what they're supposed to be saying. They don't do that. Because by rights, they're nationalists. They got people that represent their people. But God-fearing people are supposed to represent what is good, what is right, what is proper, what is truth, but what is right and proper. And supposed to be giving credence to humans, human beings, humanity, looking at dignity. But the way you have educated people is that they back up themselves and they're racist to the core. And they can see evil and they won't condemn it. Because you're telling them it's for the greater good. Which greater good? That you murder people, you create war, you kill people. What greater good was Vietnam, 2 nuclear bombs? What greater good was Afghanistan and Iraq and Syria? Which greater good? You've just put people back and them have to sort themselves out, get rid of our farm of bombs that never went off, mines and everything, which would take them decades, and reassert their culture and their dignity and their excellence as a people, and renew themselves. Because guess what? When you've killed so much people, where is the population of those nations going to come from? You all are evil. And this is Roman history that you're following, your ancestors. And not even if they're not yours, because they're Italians and right? They're your skin color. And you adore them. And you're following in the same suit today. And you've taken us and ruined our education, our culture, our history, so we can find ourselves. And I'm not just talking about us in the diaspora. You've done it at home. That's why it's taken so long for at home to reach a level of maturity without you, Europeans. You're the dangerous people. You're evil. So you need to tell the earth why this thing is taking place. Who is this Jesus that you all have constructed? Who is this Jesus? Because maybe at the end of the day, a lot of them can find out that one was bringing Lucifer into the scheme of things. Not Christ, not Yeshua. Not Christ, not the son of Mary, not Yeshua. Because when I take Latin, I'm going to come with English, I'm going to pop up this J, and his name don't come with a J. So worm. Dangerous, evil people. Dangerous. Now, YouTube, if we're not going to lock me off, lock me off. Lock me off forever. Because I can come back. All this, my brothers and sisters. And listen carefully.
It is in 1916 that Jassasa went to work with British spies in Arabia. Lawrence of Arabia, in 1916, that Jassasa went to work with British spies in Arabia. Lawrence of Arabia, of course, is the most well-known of them. These British spies were sent into Arabia, posing as Muslims. And they went to two actors in Arabia, two. One was Sharif al-Hussein, who was appointed by the Khalifa in Istanbul as the Sharif of the Hijaz, Mecca and Medina, in control. Mecca was under the control of an Arab battalion, but Medina was under the control of a Turkish battalion. And I wish I could understand why the Khalifa insisted on the Turkish battalion under the leadership of Fakhri Pasha to defend Medina. I don't know why. So when the British spies went to Hussein, they offered him the moon. They offered him the moon. We will liberate the land of the hated Ottoman Turks, and we will give you independence and freedom, and you will now become the king of the Arabs. Remember, Britain is not talking about Khilafah. No, we'll make you the king of the Arabs. And we also prepared to offer you a little, you know what, just £7 million. Huh? £7 million at that time is what Bill Gates has now. Sharif Hussein, the great-great-grandfather of Abdullah in Jordan now, then betrayed the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, betrayed 1400 years of history of this ummah, violated the plain and clear command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran in Suratul Ma'idah, in which He commanded us, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu la tattakhizul yahuda wan nasara awliya. Do not take the Jews and do not take the Christians as your awliya. Do not establish an alliance with them in which you become dependent upon them and subservient to them. Do not do that, says Allah. بَعْدُهُمْ أَوْلِيَاءُ بَعْضٍ. They are protecting friends of each other. وَمَنْ يَتَوَلَّهُمْ مِنْكُمْ فَإِنَّهُ مِنْهُمْ. Whosoever from amongst you turn to them for that kind of an alliance, you no longer belong to this ummah, you've now joined them. Inna Allah la yahdi al-qawm al-zalimin. Surely Allah will never provide guidance for a people who commit such an atrocious act of wrongdoing. And this is precisely what Sharif Hussain did, and what all his descendants from that day to this day have been doing. Sharif Hussain now accepts 7 million sterling pounds and enters into a military alliance with Britain and declares himself independent of the Ottoman Khalifa. Once the Khilafah in Istanbul had lost control of Mecca and Medina, had lost control of the Haramain, had lost control of the Hajj, you pull the carpet, you pull the rug from underneath the feet of the Khalifa. His Khilafah is now losing legitimacy. Can anyone be Khalifa? Can you appoint a Khalifa here in downtown Lakemba? Can Mullah Umar have been recognized as the Khalifa? No, why not? Because when the Hajj comes, Amirul Mu'mineen Mullah Umar will have to apply for a Saudi visa to perform the Hajj. Huh? And if the Saudis reject the visa, the Khalifa can't perform the Hajj. All right? And so the British calculated, if we can wrest control of the Haramain and the Hajj away from the Khalifa in Istanbul, then the legitimacy of his Khilafah will begin to crumble. And so this was 1916. The British spies then went to the second actor in the Arabian Peninsula. I mean, Britain has a PhD in deception. If you want to destroy the Khilafah, okay, you have to make sure that it cannot be restored. How can you take the entire world of Islam with so many ulama and ensure that not only is the Khilafah destroyed, but it cannot be restored? That's a tall order. How to do it? The answer is, you not only have to liberate the Haramain from the control of the Khalifa in Istanbul, but you have to put it in the control of those who will not themselves claim the Khilafah and will not allow anyone else to claim the Khilafah. And so long as these people keep control of the Haramain and the Hajj, the Khilafah can never be restored. Simple, isn't it? Simple, isn't it? And so that was why they had to make the trip to Riyadh to meet, what's his name? Abdul Aziz Ibn Saud. Correct name? Of course it's a correct name. Why are you afraid to mention it? But Abdul Aziz Ibn Saud did not control the Hijaz. So he couldn't command the check for £7 million. Huh? He had to be content with something less than that. So what the British offered to him was, if you would sign the same kind of agreement with us and violate the specific command in the Quran and betray Allah and His Messenger and betray the Ummah, if you will do that, we pay you £5,000 a month. Would you accept that? Abdul Aziz says yes. Yes. And in 1916, Abdul Aziz ibn Saud signed an agreement with Britain. Yes. Which made of him a military ally of Britain, subservient to Britain. But when the Ikhwan, who were his military force, questioned him, how can you sign this agreement with Britain? And how can you accept this money from Britain, £5,000 a month? Abdul Aziz ibn Saud says, This is jizya. Jizya is what they pay to me because I control them. It was dust in their eyes and they swallowed it. And so Abdulaziz ibn Saud got away with it. Massive betrayal, and a very dangerous plan is now in place. As soon as the Khilafah is destroyed, that Abdulaziz ibn Saud will be given what is known as the green light, something that Saddam Hussein knows about, the green light. And then he will attack and take control of the Haramain. And when once he does that, he won't make the mistake of ever claiming the Khilafah for himself. And he will never allow anyone else to claim the Khilafah, because no one else can take the control of the Hijaz and the Haramain from them, because they are supported by Britain. And so goodbye to the Khilafah. It's gone. It can never be restored. Never, never, never be restored. So long as Britain and the United States of America underwrite the security of the Saudi state, you can never, never, never restore the Khilafah. By 1919, the Ottoman Empire was in shambles, falling apart. And a British army under General Allenby, with many Arabs and Punjabi Muslims fighting faithfully under his control, attacked the Turkish garrison which was defending Jerusalem, defeated it, and liberated the Holy Land. This was a joyous day for the Jews, because now the countdown is really moving forward, and the golden age is coming back. It is in 1916 that Jassasa went to work with British spies in Arabia. Lawrence of Arabia, of course, is the most well-known of them.
Yes, so we don't want to go
These British spies were sent into Arabia.
I want to stop right there so you can see who was that spy. If you never knew before, you can see the features. Hold this.
My heart is filled with grief when I remember, how they've taken our forbearance from their homeland. Yes, shipped to every corner of this earth, boy, bound in shackles and chained like their beast. Yes,
I told you, it's black history still, you know. Aware yourselves, it's still black history, African history. Watch it. Mighty Don Carlos, you know. Reggae music,
my heart is filled with grief when I remember, how they've taken our forbearance from their homeland. Yes, shipped to every corner of this earth, boy, bound in shackles and chained like their beast. Yes,
Mighty Don
they
Carlos.
were designed with many stripes by the master. Boy, if they should ever not do just what they're told, it really grieves my heart to see it's your brutality. Oh yes. Whenever I recall my history, it grieves my heart to see how they.
See, there's another astonishing act that have taken place last week or the week before, where invasion. It's not even mosquito, you know. A serious invasion. Invasion. You see, a person who felt and still feel that we, as in African people in the diaspora, and the cultured attaché and the cultured establishment of Jamaica, and the representative of reggae music on the island, and record producers and everybody should recognize him. And it's true. But since it never happened, and it went to somebody that don't look like us, and that person also get 90 and everything by the Jamaican authorities and so forth. It's a racial abuse, mentally, intellectually, but it's gone across the earth. It's already done. So the feeling, you know what I mean? It's like, wow. And I think all of us feel the same way. But this person would not stop pursuing the thing. But I'm supposed to pursue the thing with the people them that represent the reggae fraternity. That are, you know what I mean, producers, engineers, and the cultured ambassadors and attaches, and you understand, those ministries. But the man and them brethren, them stay here and them create a harness nest. And then, you know, we have the Mobile Awards and all these different peoples, right, that now look his way. They not look his way. And then we have a whole heap of different peoples that are right this and that about sound system, there, and everywhere. And there's not been, to my acknowledgement, a coordinated approach. But every area, we have a brother called Sterling, you know. He has done a wonderful thing, piece of work, continuous work, in a Hackney and Stuart Newington about us, African Caribbean people and Black British, in those two constituency. And he takes his time and put things together. And I think he doesn't try to big up one person or set of people more than the next set of people. And he knows enough people. I mean, him groans there. So his family obviously is in tune to certain people. So he's supposed to headline those people. I've not witnessed that and any of the things that he's done. So I'm trying to show you so that there are people with sincere minds out and about. But you know what I mean? If you tour with people that are shubbing people, you understand? You're affected mentally by that. And that's the evolution that you came from. But when you were styling, it wasn't. But it didn't take long for you to break back into that which you're accustomed to. Yes. I mean, we used to follow you. You had to dress, you know what I mean? Your people, them Castro Sports and all of them dress slick. The sound was smooth. The boxes were just, yeah. It come like when you go listen you in a blues, it come like you're in a house already and it's a big stereo set to play. Performance is like first class. When you go listen to you in a club, same thing. But as seasons went along, the evolution of time, you change. So the people that need to know, say, you were not an original dreadlocks man. You weren't. You see? But when sounds them and the music got deep and sound man them, certain sounds that came after you, a shout out, Jah Rastafari. See? Instead, where you were setting pace and trends and everything. Because he was the Gargan, you know what I remember? He was a Gargan. He was vital. He was vital. Yeah. You remember them time there? Yes, you twist up and you try incorporate Rastafari to capture the new wave that hit England. Not recognizing, the journey that you started. See? Because you come from Shubin. It's Shubin you like. You see? Measure things. Today we call them people opportunists, you know what I mean? Them just jump all over the place. All over the place. See? And that's what lick you. That's what lick you. And now, people who you know, and your journalist friend, them man, they is at his level too, and maybe even above him. Even though they don't have job. I ever had a job as a journalist. Them up there. And you can't push them back. And you just expose yourself. And the man who get all the awards, him and him family laugh upon you. Because remember, it was you who bring him and advertise him and sports them who stack him up with records. Lend him records and all kind of thing. To do what? Play down the people's, we call it bouncing ball. And then place there. Yes. All those things and other things you do, just come back and everybody ignore you. And now you're going somewhere to get something. And you don't need nothing, The award that them give to that brother there, to that man there, is the British constabulary give him, because, whether he's British or German, he's a Caucasian, them give him. You see? But when them give him, what you and your brethren never thought about is the fact that they were taking the Berties out of us as a people. How much have we and do we treasure what is ours? Shouldn't we be the ones who award ourselves? Of course. But no. Unlike Irish and Chin come out here, both them have sound clash. And you and your son, who's the general, field marshal, partial, top son in England, the man them never rated. But you let them, you involve yourself with them and your crew, and you let them do what them do. And the said man, at that man them branded. Yeah, them brand him. And everything that him do with them, them a make the other man them know say, yo, him a go bring we money, so don't mind how you go on about yourself. You understand? And it's trooper that rail up in a hackney to say that we should be ashamed of ourselves and make a white man come and lead we. And more so to turn around and say, trooper is an idiot and a bad and an ungrateful person. I want to never listen to what he was saying. And for me, I realize that there's a lot of Farktown black man them about the place. Yeah. Because when I go say that about Trooper and Trooper dead there, and when I dead there and when I listen him, and when I go and like say when I never hear what him say. He told us that we're weak at. He tell us that we not look after. We don't know the value of what we have and who we are. And a man comes said about them have sown all 30 years and everything. And this man here control things. And he's not saying that the man ain't got no skills. He's saying, what the hell is you people all about? And that was facts. And then him say, him a go represent all the way. Ricky Trooper. And him showed not just anger, the fact that him have the capability. But even before him do what him had to do, and to him was say what him must say, I never want to go with him. But the tunes them that them launch make all of them turn around and say, rotted. And them left there and them never want to say one word to anybody because all they will treat him bad. And you can't run from that. Can't run from that. And then win enough of them so-called world championship thing. I him represent reggae music. Him and Pink Panther. Represent reggae music and represent Jamaica. Because if not for them two, Jamaica fall flat. Zero. And we know that that's not true. Could not happen. But that's how them man, the Chin and whoever him friend is, that's how the whole thing was staged and set up. Why is all that is happening? They're infiltrating and creating problems. Here comes England now, everybody go Europe. The same man that a fire shot after you. He's saying what I've been saying. Unforsake ourselves. I want to go run across Europe, but when I look Euro and create new friend. Whilst we here are bury our children because other people are come with their punk rock, them dub this, whatever else them are going with, and put our children in a genre that have not a damn thing to do with us. And it just shows that our children are wayward. All we did was burn them, clean them nappy for 3 years also, and then belong to the British constabulary establishment and all their influences. That's a shame. But you're not dealing with history, you're not dealing with culture, you're not dealing with morality, you're not dealing with sensitivity, and you know what I mean, you're not come out to the shebeen. That's the problem. And I need mental detoxification. But you see, when you go after money and you not care about people, you just become very selfish, you're not seeing anything. Your reality is just money. The nurturing is just the money. And if you can get some high grade, that's it. So you sell out, all you sell out. And many are people who know you know, or who knew you all expected better. But their children is in the cemetery. So that plan that Irish and Chin them bring to Jamaica and others to derail and misuse and everything and make reggae music into some play-tight thing and always a competition and everything, right? It's not about entertainment, it's not about production and it is put things on a flat. We don't have producers. And then them start look upon England. And some people in the have some sounds or them uncle or somebody have some sound, them want to string up the sound now, and them feel say if them go and get them people, them think that them people are market them, but they don't realize them people are misused and abused. You understand? And they don't want the Rastafari sound, and they don't want the roots sound. So the 1 and 2 sound that is roots and culture, some of them switch to get on that person's wicket. And we have to rebel and oust those people. Because not England, we here in England, is going to be intoxicated with that nonsense. Leaving our children in the wilderness, and that's what's happened. And our children have got some dangerous perspective of life and some filthy behavior and some crazy understanding about sounds, not sound system, sounds, because now the frequencies change and the things they say and the image that they portray. Wow. When some people see these people and then get close and realize that that's their children, that's their son, I shock them, and they don't know what to do because that child is in an environment unlike them parents, and they don't want to know them parents. And if them parents say anything too tough, they must show them, say, watch out. I represent me, my pocket full. So I'm tell them back off, because I can take care of everything that I want and more. A lot of families are broken like that because their children become boisterous and arrogant. And there's many in jail. There's so much in the boneyard cemetery and so many in jails. And there's others who are trying to figure out things. And then there's others who are having mental health, traumatic issues. So now, what's going to write the fact that they're going to say you was jealous and you won't stop going on about this thing, and eventually you succumb and you got something. I'm going to say something that I don't want to say really, You see, Neville, Shaka roots man, Shaka Rasta man. But when Shaka come to our Polytechnic on Holloway Road with the union representative and then go up to Tufnam Park Dub Club and everything, a new audience was introduced to Shaka music, Shaka performance, a new audience. And with that new audience came a recognition. And that recognition was catering for the audience. Because other work. And he continued to bridge the gap. Because you got to listen to his work. Listen to what he was doing. I listened to segments of what he was doing. But you see, like me, who knew him, just like you, this particular person that running down some award, And people who really know Shaka, you know, all Mo Ambassador and all them man, they, and regular Shaka from Caxton and from Moonshot. When I talk Phoebe's yet, man. You understand? You know, I say he had segments like African symbol and Jollof music. We stop here King David style. We stop here King David style. There's certain selection, not of the tune them, you know. There's a certain Rastafari segments that Shaka used to play, and he gave them names. Shaka the warrior, King David, and so on. You understand? They slowly disappeared. At least the pronunciation of it. You understand? And it's nothing to do with no damn evolution of anything. It's not no DJ nothing. It's to deal with the audience that you're now catering for, you're having to cater for. Because the place just got full of another audience. But at least everybody can tell us it was peaceful. And that's the only stamp of approval they've been. And that became the linchpin to say, well, why? Yeah, what happened? I don't care what I say, you can go Shaka dance and a peaceful start. I can put down a bag and go to the toilet and come back to reality, them a bag still there, and the people them who me put on the bag and was around my bag stand up there said way. And some of them got my bag or whatever it is, a wall for me. And me never give them nothing, me never ask them to do nothing. And that message went all about the place that wherever Shaka play, it's joy, it's peaceful. Nobody never say a Rastafari love. You understand them? They still say a joy, a peaceful man, because you know it's a Shaka and the music I play. You see? Yeah. Naki go on with him thing and, you know what I mean, non-stop rhythms. You understand? In the morning to it, Friday night, come Saturday morning to it, the session finish. And when you check it, man, we had a nice time, star, more than my money's worth and everything. And that's what was said constantly. Nothing wrong with that. But then little more, right? When certain seasons come up, His Imperial Majesty, Earth Strong, Ray, and Theatre, people that look for certain things and listening for certain things. And all of a sudden, those things were not there. But you know what I mean? His Imperial Majesty's always with Shaka. Shaka have them, photos and everything. But certain things, you know what I mean? And this is the grandilated people who knew that and was followers of that sound. So it's not like the next generation. So for some people, they must say, yeah, the old folks, them man. Things have moved on, star. And that's how we left it. That is where we left that. But when I come among, no. I was something different, because when I say, him not giving a dance, when I can't get a dance, the woman who control something, no one, So nobody never get to see Shaka play with this sound and that sound and that sound. It's when Shaka go countryside. When Shaka go countryside, Shaka play with the country sound them, some of them, not all of them. And London people, I get vexed and start getting bad name. All of those things, I was prevalent to, because people are go on and talk and everything. And then me see it for myself. I was in what a place there, Exeter, and I was in not the village, but somewhere near where them have the horse race course. I can't call the name of the place, but you go there and you get everything get repaired. You get shoe make, slippers make, everything, man. And there was a lot of dreadlocks them around Ital bars and everything. And myself and my wife, we felt good, right? And yeah, hey, them man they all came from Hackney. And it's man them that we not see for yonks. And at that they were, yo, it's countryside, them a do them thing. But it's not should be in them a run. Man them rent shop. And them have Ital restaurant. And some of them team up with other people and rent a spot, jointly pay the rent, and them do Ital and the other people that do something else and so forth. And one thing that was happening there was no alcohol in any of the something. Whether the person's Caucasian, them not run no alcohol, and the Rasta or Ital, him not run none either. And no swine and right? But you find man them who good with craft and leather and everything up there with the traditional British man that have that culture and that them skills of repairing clocks and watches and everything. Say it was a beautiful sight, and I like that. So myself and my wife, every summertime, we're going to Exeter, not for them, but we're going to Exeter because the university closed, and we can live in the we can stay in the dormitories and everything, and it's cheap. Right? And we're away from London, and we go up at Devon and Cornwall, and you know what I mean? We just talk about England and look at some of the history and get to know something about the Ottomans and something about Robin Hood. You understand? Yeah, White Clifford, Dover, and everything. And we see the Ottomans and so forth and so forth. And, and I was a basketball maniac. I'm going to get to play some sweet basketball up there with the university students, them, on a different campus site, I met a lot of people. And at the same time, a new mosque, the first central mosque of that area, Exeter, was being established, which was a primary school that the people up there, very, very small monk of people. There was not 1,000, it wasn't even 500, but they bought this primary school with all the land and everything, and their intentions were big, and they were reproducing Abu Bakr rather than Anhu's mosque in Medina, right there, with all the water and the plants and everything here in England. And wonderful. But I said all of that to show you, say, well, Shaka wasn't dealing with fight down with anybody, and him get more comfort and ease doing what he's doing, and the people them who promote him and everything do what they're doing. But when you see them sound up there, there were black man sound said way. But a man in Peterborough and Huddersfield and all them places there, it wasn't a huge sum of black people, It was the normal multicultural, but yeah, that but is a conjunction. The people them embrace us and they like reggae music, and that's where them area there where Simply Red, the specials, all them people up at them corners there. You understand? The people that like Prince Buster and like Scar, Blue Beat and everything. At them corner, them people there. So when them start hear reggae, raw reggae and everything, them feel like their dreams and some prophecy and everything is being fulfilled unto them. It's not Rasta tell them that. They were just jubilant and happy. So every time I sound like Jottobies, I string up there, the place cock. Sometimes they might play open ear, right? And I saw it go. Now, if you man them that follow Shaka and become Rasta, dread up on the head, was up full and bright, una would have been reasoning with him. But true, una live on Shubin, una wasn't at that level of reasoning with him. See? And that one I need to know and accept and tell people the goddamn truth. When I went at that level to reason with the man and say, yo, Shaka, you what, man? I suffer, you know. So what, man? Give me some work with you, man. You see? Okay. So, may God Almighty, you understand? I mean, Rasta man now can say, yo, we are chat about. May God Almighty, you know, have mercy and blessings on the soul of Shaka. You understand? Yeah. The Zulu, yeah, man, the Zulu warrior. You see what I mean? So we know him from King David style. See it? We know him from Shaka Zulu. You understand? So we know the selection. But we know that selection, hey, yo, we know sound. So we can't say that we just wait for the Twinkle Brothers old tune them and no new tune. No. Stop being stupid. Because Jollof Music went through years and years. So not the same selection, but the same orthodox style, the same 3-4 style did I play. You understand? Because artists did about. And it's up to how the selector view the music that them bring in and also that them cut. And Shaka was producing enough music, enough songs. So stop it. Yeah? Look back at yourselves, man. Look back at yourselves. Look back there, you can brush off the shubin. So here we go now. We're going somewhere serious. So I hope that first piece they digest and don't feel no way. And that brother is a Trinidadian. You understand? A Trinidadian Muslim and a Trinidadian researcher and everything. And may God continue to bless him because he's an elder. He's been with us now. You understand? We hope he'll be with us longer and we must learn more and more from him, inshallah. Come here.
The 35th year of a harsh, brutal, and vicious occupation supported unilaterally. This is the 35th year of a harsh, brutal, and vicious occupation supported unilaterally by the United States, constant terror and atrocities. Suppose Palestinians say, well, we're under terrorist attack for 35 years, therefore we have a right to carry out suicide bombings.
Which is what they say.
Do you accept this? Does anybody accept it?
Nobody accepts it.
All right, then how come everyone accepts the Israeli claim to be doing it, which is a much weaker claim? Because after all, there's no symmetry in this situation. They are the military occupiers. Palestine isn't occupying Israel. And this isn't just started now. It's gone on years ago. I mean...
So does that, in your mind, justify
the
suicide
does not.
bomb?
Of course not.
It
doesn't in anybody's mind.
So it invalidates both sides.
Those who defend suicide bombing, and there are very few, don't have a leg to stand on. Those who defend the Israeli atrocities, including the U.S. government, most intellectual opinion, a good bit of the West generally, yeah, they don't have a leg to stand on either, and they have a much weaker position. For 35 years, there has been a harsh, brutal, miserable military occupation. There has not been a political settlement. The reason why there has not been a political settlement is that the United States unilaterally has blocked it for 25 years. Is it supported by the entire world, including the majority of the American people? The answer to that question is yes. There is a political settlement that has been supported by virtually the entire world, including the Arab states, the PLO, Europe, Eastern Europe, Canada.
Didn't Barack put that on the table?
No, he did not.
He did not.
It is also supported by the majority of the American people. It has just been reiterated by Saudi Arabia. The U.S. has unilaterally blocked it for 25 years. What Barack put on the table, the population doesn't know this because people like the Western media, the media in Canada and the United States don't tell them. Like, you can check and see how often you, for example, or others have reported what I just said. Don't bother checking. The answer is 0. The Barack proposal in Camp David, in the Barack Clinton proposal, in the United States, I didn't check the Canadian media. In the United States, you cannot find a map, which is the most important thing, of course. Check in Canada and see if you can find a map. You go to Israel, you can find a map. If you go to scholarly sources, you can find a map. Here's what you find when you look at a map. You find that this generous, magnanimous proposal provided Israel with a salient east of Jerusalem, including the city of Ma'ale Adumim, which was established primarily by the Labor government in Clinton in order to bisect the West Bank. That salient goes almost to Jericho, breaks the West Bank into 2 cantons. Then there's a second salient to the north, going to the Israeli settlement of Ariel, which bisects the northern part into 2 cantons. So we've got 3 cantons in the West Bank, virtually separated. All 3 of them are separated from a small area of East Jerusalem, which is the center of Palestinian commercial and cultural life and of communication. So you got 4 cantons, all separated from the west, from Gaza, so that's 5 cantons, all surrounded by Israeli settlements, infrastructure development, and so on, which also incidentally guarantee Israel control over the water resources, the region. Last comment. This does not rise to the level of South Africa 40 years ago, when South Africa established the Bantustans. That's the generous, magnanimous offer.
Okay.
And there's a good reason why maps weren't shown, because as soon as you look at the map, you see it.
All right. However, that's the characterization of it. But let me just say, Arafat didn't even bother putting a counter-proposal on the table.
No, that's not true.
They negotiated at
totally
Taba
false.
Afterwards.
That's not true.
But I guess my question is,
That's
if
not
they
true.
don't continue to negotiate...
That's totally false. And,
that's false?
Not only is it false, but not a single participant in the meetings says it. That's a media fabrication.
That Arafat didn't put a counter-proposal on the table?
They had a proposal. They proposed the international consensus, which has been accepted by the entire world, the Arab states, the PLO, the majority of the American... Sorry. They proposed a settlement which is in accord with an overwhelming international consensus,
my question is, if
and
you
is
don't
blocked by the
talk,
United States.
The problem that people look at now, the Middle East, is they say it's spun out of control. How do you get back to...
First way we get back is by trying the experiment of minimal honesty. Okay, let's try that experiment. If we try the experiment of minimal honesty, we look at our own position, and we discover what I just described, that for 25 years, the United States has blocked the political settlement, which is supported by the majority of the American population and by the entire world, except for Israel, virtually. I mean, there's some marginal exceptions. So the first thing we do is accept the honesty to look at that. We take a look at Camp David, and we see, yeah, it was the same. The United States was still demanding a Bantustan-style settlement and rejecting the overwhelming international consensus and the position of the American people. We then discover that the United States immediately moved to enhance terror in the region. So let's continue. On September 29th, Ehud Barak put a massive military presence outside the Al-Aqsa Mosque, very provocative. When people came out of the mosque, young people started throwing stones, the Israeli army started shooting, half a dozen people were killed, and it escalated. The next couple of days, there was no Palestinian fire at this time, and this is all in occupied territories. In the next couple of days, Israel used U.S. helicopters. Israel produces no helicopters, uses U.S. helicopters to attack civilian complexes, killing about a dozen people and wounding several dozen. Clinton reacted to that on October 3rd by making the biggest deal in a decade to send Israel new military helicopters, which had just been used for the purpose I described, and of course would continue to be. The U.S. press cooperated with that by refusing to publish the story. To this day, they have not published the fact. It continued. When Bush came in, one of his first acts was to send Israel a new shipment of the most advanced military helicopters in the arsenal. That continues right up to a couple of weeks ago with new shipments. You take a look at the reports from, say, Jenin by British correspondents like Peter Beaumont in the London Observer. He says the worst atrocity there was the Apache helicopters buzzing around, destroying and demolishing everything. Yeah, this is enhancing terror. And we may easily continue. We can take, also, let me continue. On December 14th, the Security Council tried to pass a resolution calling for what everyone recognizes to be the obvious means for reducing terror, namely sending international monitors. That's a way of reducing terror. This happened to be in the middle of a quiet period, which lasted for about 3 weeks. The U.S. vetoed it. 10 days before that, there was a meeting at Geneva of the high contracting parties of the Fourth Geneva Convention, which has unanimously held for 35 years that it applies to Israel. The meeting condemned the Israeli settlements as illegal, condemned a list of atrocities, willful destruction of property, murder, trials, torture, and so on and so forth.
Right, okay.
What happened to that meeting? Oh, I'll tell you what happened to that meeting. The U.S. boycotted it. Therefore, the media refused to publish it. Therefore, no one here knows that the United States once again enhanced terror by refusing to recognize the applicability of conventions which make virtually everything the United States and the Israel are doing there a grave breach of the Geneva Conventions, which means a war crime. Just a minute. These conventions were established in 1949 in order to criminalize the atrocities of the Nazis in occupied territory. They are customary international law. The United States is obligated, as a high contracting party, to prosecute violations of those conventions. That means to prosecute its own leadership for the last 25 years. This is the 35th year of a harsh, brutal, and vicious occupation, supported unilaterally by the United States, constant terror and atrocities. Suppose Palestinians say, well, we're under terrorist attack for 35 years, therefore we have a right to carry out suicide bombings.
Which is what they say.
Do you accept this? Does anybody accept it?
Nobody accepts it.
All right, then how come everyone accepts the Israeli claim to be doing it, which is a much weaker claim? Because after all, there's no symmetry in this situation. They are the military occupiers.
Information, we're not getting nothing cowboy something. You understand? And he is a European Jew. But he's not a Zionist. You understand? This man knows the world and he speaks truth. Not in representation of the Muslims or anybody. You understand? Serious thing. So, that me want to say. So here what we do now. We are going to deal with this and we're going to come out because of Black history. And you see, we are already dancing. Go on, my girl. Wicked.
She loves you, man. Every load you needs you.
Tell your friends, you know, culture expression now. Wicked. Put your comments so they don't be scared.
For greatest love.
stylish, stylish.
Do the things to please Jah, woman. Do the right and not the right, and be strong, or you surely gonna die. The greatest love I have ever learned is to love and be loved in return. Your love's in return. Greatest love I have ever learned is to love and be loved in return. Your love's in return. Your love's you, Every note you needs you. Do the right and all the right, and be strong, or you surely gonna die. The greatest love.
Afui is in. Okay. Come here. Yes, but get the news what there, but me see Marcus. We never see nothing about Jayut. Me see Jayut 9 night recording today. So me I play this one here for Jayut, him family and him friends, them, you know, Jayut. Jayut sound.
and let me be. And set me free.
Yes, may I tell you. So we want to go away. You know what I mean? So Frankie Jones, should we go Sugar Minor? So may I say Frankie Jones, man. So we I say to you people, guidance, we gone. I know say when I enjoy my sister, innit? You see my children them come continuously and they must study, yeah, joke man, African history this. Don't get confused.
Ooh yeah, oh yeah, that's you. This is a message I send to you. It says, Tata and pray, Jaja, and no bother with no tribal youth man, because tribal only cause a trial, and a trial will bring a funeral. Don't let you friend them boots you youth man, cause you will bear out soon. Oh yeah, with a bag of flowers over you. I say 6'6" in the ground. Oh yeah, this is Tata and praise Jaja and no bother with no tribal human, because tribal only cause a trial, and the trial will bring a funeral. I say yeah, come on, come on. Dibble, 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 oh yeah. Every day the strong man
So we are say guidance to
try
you.
to make the weak sad. I say, and every day the weak.
And tell a friend, I tell him, man, sugar, what you say? Slice of the cake, come on, well, great. Guidance, we're gone. You see, our music, reggae music, a messenger music, the people, they knew something that are going, and they want it. See, they don't want it. So they want to come now and create problems. Not they don't want to come now, but they've been doing it. You understand? And a lot of us have been succumbing to it. See? And then them put a little bit of prettiness up there, sir, and some money up there, sir, and some promises over there, sir, and make us look like we don't have the capability and the true potential of exercising our right, because what is ours? So our children have gone off to these other different genres over this and over this, and we have this conflict. You understand? And that's why I was at throw stones or lips after words after the Garveyites them and the Pan African them and so on, because them should establish themselves. See? And develop certain structures and everything. You see? So in Islam, it's compulsory that we do that. Not we black people, that we, the followers of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You understand? Islam is life. Rastafari is a way of life. Everybody come now with Rastafari over the years and validating this and validating that, come with scripture this and scripture that, and start talking all this toxicity about this revelation and that this and this and it just keep going round and round, see? And create a disturbance, mental disturbance. At the same time, now you get Caucasian, them call themselves Rasta. and them we want to find out if them a shout out Yel Selassie, and they do. And them try to tell us, well, it's a multiracial facet. Huh? There's nothing, everything that we do to try and get ourselves out of the predicament of mental trauma through slavery and everything. We give it to other people. Them just stay a while, 70 years or more, and them say, yo, look how the people are leave. We treat them this way, we lick them down, and them always have brushed themselves off. And they were so kind and genuine, but we're not kind and genuine to ourselves. See? And the people them take with something and merge themselves with us something and then pollute or something. They have habits, they have ways, they have customs that are not like us. Stop being foolish. You see? The more and more we go deeper and deeper to Al-Islam, you see why them say dash way this and dash way that, because it pollutes the way and it causes separatism. And once you have this separate identity and everything, you have a lot of pollution and toxicity. People do not express themselves correctly. They're always in competition. And life is not about no damn competition. That's why the people in time we running and we feel so that good. We just run and jump and kick football field and basketball and everything. And it's not for us. We're not doing that. Hey, we're not doing nothing for ourselves, you know. We do something for other people. And the same way they come and find Rome is the same way them do us. So what is our value? If we have people who cuss with mother, disrespect and undress and abuse our girl children them, what have we got? A person turn around and tell you this and that about your mother, and then a person go and dance, supposed to be a dance, and it's pornography, it's a strip tease, it's all kind of derogatory things. Where are we at? What have we got left? Nothing. You dishonor the wound that bore you, and then dishonor the sister that is your sister, and somebody's sister. And then you want to pick somebody's sister and call them your wife and say you love them. You're lying. You're lying. So what have we got left? No dignity, no excellence. And who we go complain to? So we say, guidance, you're gone. Ay, ay, ay.